The fifth and final point I would like to address is unnatural societal degradation, facilitated by social media and attention span. The idea of social media degrading our modern society is not new, and it's definitely not uncommon, but it is very much ignored by the mainstream spotlight. There have been sizable studies concluding that Twitter quite literally erodes your intelligence, that social media subverts your short-term memory, decreases attention span, undermines critical thinking, and a host of other issues scientifically outlined, documented, and proven, but for some reason we all ignore it. To be clear here, I still personally use social media, perhaps even more than I should. Then again, my brain is fully developed, and also it's a fairly integrated part of being a gaming YouTuber, which is my full-time career at the time, so there isn't that much of a choice, and I attempt to limit it as best I can, even though I often fail. However, I have never once touched TikTok, and I never will, because TikTok is an extension of these problems to their logical extreme. Even the Silicon Valley tech moguls have begun to address these problems, stating their regret at developing these addictive systems. Chris Marcelino, who helped to develop the push notifications for Apple phones, stated that these social media pop-ups leverage the same neural pathways as gambling and drugs. Chamath Palihapitiya, I think I'm pronouncing that right, the former vice president of user growth at Facebook, stated explicitly, "I feel tremendous guilt. I think we all knew in the back of our minds something bad could happen." How about Sean Parker, ex-president of Facebook, who said, "You are exploiting a vulnerability in human psychology." And the list goes on and on. The people who made these social media platforms regret having done so, and know that what they have done was harmful. Now, some viewers might immediately argue, well, you're on social media and you make YouTube videos, which is the same thing, but in reality it isn't. YouTube is a much larger ecosystem with individual examples of bite-sized content that can degrade attention span and harm user intelligence as well as exploitation. Absolutely, it's all happened, but the normal and constant TikTok atmosphere is a degradation on critical thinking. The standard is a tiny little clip of someone doing a stupid thing, or a dumb little dance, or a dumb face that they make. Throw in the constant and unending potential for there to be scammers, predators, or ignorant, insensitive, offensively constructed youth exploitation of historical tragedy purely for views, and what do you have? What you have is a platform that takes social media to its almost comical extreme. Think of Twitter versus a blog online. On one, there is composed consciousness. It is a user exploring their own thoughts, and others are able to read it if they want to. On the other, it's a constant stream of character-limited shouting, which has devolved to a point of near uselessness. Your responses are contained within a set number of letters, and the standard interaction is kind of like small talk, I guess, but way worse, with people who have shifted the Overton window so far that now blatantly inflammatory extremist content on the platform is the best way to reach a larger audience and achieve the dopamine hit of user interaction, specifically designed by the executives to be addictive. TikTok is even worse. Audio-visual fragments and nothing more that waste an obscene amount of time for those who scroll habitually through the platform's uselessness. These are not even coherent thoughts, just flailing, brain-dead movements and funny faces. There is no learning potential, no intellectual value, no thought-provoking discoveries, just mindless, unending garbage, punctuated with historical insensitivity, scamming, predator grooming, and corporate suppression of your profile simply because of your physical appearance. The platform takes the